The street has been absolutely cleared out. Maybe on the ground you can see the remnants of the looting that took place on the street. I mean, look, there's Nike boxes. Obviously, businesses had been broken into, everything torn out. There's litter all over the street. I found myself in national news this week because I was detained and handcuffed while covering protests at Echo Park Lake. This is such a tight, unpredictable race, just with the major changes, Alex, that we saw in LA County voting. We've never had a race with this big of a turnout. Tonight on your weekend.
I do not have any tattoos. I let you see my legs, so.
The race is on to challenge Sheriff Alex Villanueva in 2022 and take over a department in turmoil. Tonight, LAX's Chief of Police Cecil Rambo explains why he wants the job as the LA County Sheriff's Department faces a possible federal investigation. We're taking a deep dive on alleged gang-like activity among deputies inside the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. Tattoos are a statement to the world, but inside the LA County Sheriff's Department, certain tattoos are shrouded in secrecy, alleged symbols of membership in violent deputy gangs. So when we tracked down an artist who confirmed he inked dozens of deputies with this Banditos tattoo, we agreed to protect his identity.
It's all the same tattoo, just the numbers are changed.
And over the course of 15 years, he said he's tattooed close to 40 members.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
We have an update to a story we've been tracking for more than 2 years now, the effort to restore the legacy of LAPD's first black officer. Detractors say that this is about electability, that the recall failed but still got nearly 26,000 signatures, and that this is a way for you to bow out on your own terms.
If I were going to do that, I don't know that I would have done it in a way that necessitated a very uncomfortable confessional or testimonial.
There's no question that mental health issues and homelessness go hand in hand. There's a reason she's called the Queen at Echo Park.
We are not looking for this life. We never wanted it.
And on Wednesday, Jessica Mendez vowed not to leave without a fight.
When I arrived from Mexico, my mother sold corn in that corner for 16 years. She was a very humble woman. We learn what it is to earn your daily bread when you're 5, when you're 6, when you're 7.
Mendez is a complicated story. She's undocumented, a former union worker who got hit by a car, leaving her unable to work full time, and is now part of a bustling homeless community, refusing to budge from one of the city's most beautiful parks. It's Wednesday, and with rumors swirling that Councilmember Mitch O'Farrell is about to shut down the park, LA's young organizing scene has arrived, trying to force a meeting.
It's not something that they want to redo the park. It's something that's political. It's a political game.
Councilmember O'Farrell is at City Hall. He's been wrestling with the situation at Echo Park for over a year. As the tents grew in number around the lake, so did the complaints. After 2 overdoses and 2 bodies discovered in the lake, he says the park needs $500,000 in repair.
And I want parents with their little kids to feel safe at the park. I want seniors to be able to walk around the pathway again. That's the environment that people expect, and that's the environment that we will provide once the park reopens for repairs.
As the Queen calls into the meeting,
Trying to take away the last little thing I have.
O'Farrell is denying an LA Times report that the park will be closed, the homeless expelled the next day.
I don't know where they got their source, but the LA Times has done some very curious reporting on the whole topic, so I don't know if I would trust their word.
6 hours later on Wednesday, hundreds of officers swarm Echo Park Lake, and the fence goes up. Councilmember Mike Bonin watched it happen in disbelief.
There was a hell of a big deployment for that. I don't know what intelligence they had that justified they needed, upwards of 100 cops in riot gear.
He'd had a similar situation in October at the Penmar Golf Course, a sprawling homeless community, upset neighbors, and a park in desperate need of repair.
The one thing I was pretty insistent upon is that we don't use LAPD as part of it, and we didn't.
They worked with neighbors to set a clear date, went section by section, and to this day, the fence is up.
If we repeat over the city what we just did over the past week in Echo Park, using LAP to close off every park, it would be the equivalent of martial law in the city of Los Angeles.
And when it came to shelter, to nearly 200 people, Echo Park was a success. Take Steve Woodson, who didn't look back as he went into Project Room Key.
It feels good. Like, I've been at the hotel for a week now, you know, knowing that where I'm going, that I have some place to go, that's warm, secure, you know, 3 hot meals and Wi-Fi. It's more than I could ask for, you know.
But to organizers like Jed Perriott, the police presence only brought the threat of violence to this community.
You don't do outreach with a baton and a gun. That's trauma and handcuffs. You have to have a holistic way of approaching folks who are living outside. You have to meet people where they're at and understand that not everyone is the same. There's not a one-size-fits-all.
And in 2021, combine young outrage with a lot of cops, let the sun set, and in a flash, Thursday turned violent. Protesters purposefully egg on the officers, baiting them to expose the brutality of the system that funds them over social workers.
If it was the right thing to do, you wouldn't do it in the dead of night.
And in the end, the Queen of Echo Park did move into a hotel, but it wasn't paid for by the city, but through the charity of the activists fighting a system they intend to change.